Wesley. Manoti is my father, but the official names are Wesley Onyancha. Onyancha is a great name, is known elsewhere. So I'm the founder of an organization called Twin Doctors, Natural Healing, Therapeutic and Nutri-Care Centers. We have our main clinic at Nakuru, then 2 branches in Nyamira, one at Kibirigo Market and the other one along the road as you track down to Kisii from Nyamira, a place called Sironga. Sironga is the main therapeutic center which receives those who need therapies, that is purely natural therapies from either Nakuru or Kibirigo who have been referred there. And at the center we also offer Nutri-Care. Nutri-Care is a nutritional care where we advise patients who majorly need to change or to reform their diet according to the conditions that they have. So myself, I'm a trained naturopath physician. Naturopathy is a broad course. When you have gone through certificate and a diploma in alternative medicine, but now you major to a degree part, you have to do therapeutic courses or units. You have to do or to specialize in natural medicine like Ayurvedic, Homeopath, and the rest. And then you must also specialize in nutritional counseling. The 3 major units are now the components of our organization. So we purely treat by natural remedies. Purely treat by natural remedies. The Ayurvedic medicine is just pure natural herbs which have been changed or formulated into tablets, capsules, oils, syrups, and they are measured from India. And then the Homeopath is all the way from China. The Chinese are specialized in the Homeopath medicine, which also has its power. In our field, we believe that you treat a root cause of a problem. Unlike the symptomatic areas, maybe a person has come, I have a stomachache, you just give maybe Fragiles. I have constipation, you just give something that can relieve that constipation. I have a headache, you give headaches or Panadol. No. With us, we go down and establish out what could be the major root cause of the complaint that you have. And then lastly, before we embark in a broad program of treating to rejuvenate and reverse the system to where it's supposed to be naturally, we must diagnose. We use a quantum magnetic analyzing machine which scans the whole body. And then you might be surprised that you went to a consultant like me with a headache, but you are told numerous issues which are underlying in your anatomy. So we go system to system and then start working on what is underlying that must have caused the symptom that you are carrying to the doctor. That makes the difference between the conventional treatment and the natural treatment. So we are just outside there. And as I've been told, I use 3 minutes. I don't know if 3 minutes have expired, but that's what we have. Remember the name Twin Doctors. You visit us there. We shall talk more or much than what I've just displayed. Thank you very much. Yeah, the service today at our clinic, the consultation, we do it at 1500, but the service today is very fortunate. Is it fortunate or unfortunate? Fortunate when it's positive. So you come there, we give you, or we offer free service. Are we together? Yeah, just visit us, we talk, then service is free.
Thank you so much, Wesley, for that highlight. We appreciate you partnering with us, and we move on to now our first speaker, and our first speaker who is going to handle the topic before us. That is mental health in higher education context, overview of mental health challenges among staff and students, is none other than Dr. Tom K. O. Onyango, who is a counseling and educational psychologist. He is a licensed and professional counselor. He lectures at Rongo University in the School of Education, Department of Educational Psychology and Science. He is a member of KUPCA. KUPCA is Kenya University's Professional Counselors Association. Then he is also a life member of KRCS, Kenya Red Cross Society, and a board member of the Kenya Counseling and Psychological Association. And most beautiful is that he is married to one wife. Let's appreciate him. He's married to one wife, and together, am I right? Together, they have been blessed with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. Are we together? Yes, 6. 6 only. And unfortunately or fortunately, he will elaborate. He will tell us whether they are male or female, and whether there is potential. Sindio? Whether there is potential. Whether we can become nyawana. Okay? Yes, Daktari. Now, to usher in Dr. Tom, allow me to invite Dr. Ross to give us an energizer as we welcome, so that at least we can tutingize tea kidogo, we flex kidogo, so that digestion ikiendelea, we are alert to the presentation of this hour. Tuko pamoja? Okay, Daktari.
Thank you. KUPCA is in the house. I'm the vice chair, the national vice chair of KUPCA. So I'm happy to see, and many others who are here. So I'm happy to see my members very active in this workshop. Mental health is cross-cutting. It's holistic. So I want us to rise, and that is part of stress management, mental health management. Where is my son? Byron. So let's rise. So before our facilitator comes, we want to exercise our body. That is part of managing our mental health. It's holistic. We want to do a dance. We want to dance. So we are set. Byron, you just follow the instructor there. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I can see you are good dancers. Those who went to UON, people learned to dance in Taifa Hall. In KU, we learned to dance in Arambe Hall. I don't know which university you went to. If you are in Kisii Sagini Hall.
Aha, now you can agree that it is wellness, isn't it? Mental health. Unafikiria ukifanya hivi kila siku utakuwa na shida? Utakuwa nayo. Allow me at this juncture to bring in our facilitator, Dr. Tom. Can we inua mkono? Pasha kwanza. Pasha. Age mate. Pasha. Inua father. Angusha. Karibu daktari.
Thank you. Let me see. Mbiamuno Correra. At least I've answered part of what she said I was going to say. I went for marking some time back as a secondary school teacher. And we were very excited to go for this exercise. Do you know the reason why you were excited to go for marking? Huh? Uh-huh. I nearly thought you were carrying up your hand for the money. Definitely. We've been teaching for a long time, and we even have the content in our heads. But when it got to 2 o'clock, when you were supposed to be in for the paper, a number of us had left for various reasons. I didn't buy sandals, I didn't buy toiletry, I didn't buy these ones, and that. Now our chief came and told us that I was telling you that you're going to do this paper, not because I wanted you to do it, but I wanted you to get in the shoes of your students as they do exams, so that you understand how students feel when they are doing exams and the consequences of those feelings on their performance. More often than not, as a teacher, we want the students to write everything the way it is supposed to be done. If it is Tom, you don't write T-M-O, you write T-O-M. And it happens that when we are marking, a number of students don't write spellings correctly. And we want to penalize them. The chief told us, just the way you felt when I wanted to give you that exam is how they also feel. But the only difference is that in your case, you never did the exam. In their case, they end up doing the exams with all those feelings. So imagine them sitting in class with those feelings and doing the exams. Then what do you expect of them? Why don't you just look at the big picture? Has this student given you what you expect rather than looking at the language and the way the student has presented him or herself? Maybe in a sentence, the student has missed a word. Why are you penalizing the student for being anxious, for having some tension during the exam? Welcome to mental health in higher education institutions in our country. I want to believe that amongst us are lecturers, amongst us are people who work in the offices, and we deal with students in one way or the other. We interact with them, and we do understand at times that students come to us and they're not even able to express themselves. How do we deal with them? And what could be making them not to be able to express themselves when they come to our offices or when we have them in class? When I was saying that I thought somebody was carrying up her hand, I remember what I usually tell my students, that, you know, unless you have so much hair in the armpits. Just carry up your hand because it aerates that part of the body. Otherwise, you might leave the place with, with the kind of weather that you have today with a lot of sweat, and it might be smelly. Then I go ahead to help those who might be having issues. It is possible you can have a student carrying up his or her hand, then the person sitting next to the student asks, "Hey, na hiyo kuku ina manyoya nyingi?" Just because of the amount of hair in the armpits. But I said, don't worry about that because it is your hair, and of course you should be proud of your body parts and what your body gives you. Now, mental challenges among staff and students include a variety of things, that some of which we might associate with the learners and others we might associate with the staff. So that they are staff related, there are those that are related to learners, then of course we also have some that are shared between the two groups of people in the universities that we are in. We have issues of anxiety. We have issues of burnout. We have depression, is approaching. So you look at it and you see, if I went to that room, I'll be taking a lot of my time just sitting doing nothing when I can be doing this work. Academic pressure, and then for the staff we can also have limited limited support, limited resources, as well as limited support. The key issues: social isolation. It's a question of, am I going to make it or not? I want to assure you that even when it comes to the secondary school section, where today doing things the other way, which we might refer to as, you can even get teachers discussing that, hey, this time, so and so. A student who, for example, wanted to do, there's a term that is given to dancing. I think there's a term for that. It's not just dancing, there's a technical term. And that reminds me when we went to Moi University, and people were really going for a course called Bachelor of Social Cultural Studies. People were writing, the length is okay, and then whatever is written there, whatever is said there to a Form 4 makes a lot of vocabulary, only to get to the university, Moi University for that matter, and find that Bachelor of Social Cultural Studies was BA. So a student wants to do those things, DJing and the like. Then the parent looks at DJing and the DJs that are around the parent's environment, and the parent says, not my child. Try something like education, be a teacher, for a student who has never stood before others to address them. You want the student to go and do teaching. Or medicine. For a student who can't imagine seeing blood, unataka mtoto wako aende afanye udaktari ama awe muuguzi. That, of course, would cause a problem to the learner, can cause depression, can cause stress. In some cases, we also have issues of substance abuse. And according to studies of university populations, this is also an area that to try to run away from the student struggling with this area as she's doing the exams. When I moved closer, I realized she had. Then the first thing that came to my mind, now that it has been said that I have one wife, is that she could be having cramps. So in my own way, I approached her and asked her, could you be having cramps? Then she said yes. Now can I move you to a better place? Because I also thought that the cramps were to do with how to bring out the resources that were kept there. So I took her to another, So I took her to another place where at least I was keenly watching, and because she was unable to remove them, she didn't perform well. But I helped her to remove them because I also told her that I'd like you to give me what is inside there. I know it's more than the biological one. If you're not able to give it to me, I'll get it out myself because At home, I think I'm able to see such, and it doesn't embarrass me. So she brought it out, and the papers that are used to Mwakenyas. We have social isolation. There could be reasons that make our learners to be isolated. I can give an example outside the university, but something that can also happen within the university. There was a student who was keeping off classes in a secondary school. And ultimately, when he was sent home, of course, when he was sent home, the father also didn't understand what was happening back home. So the day that they